For TV seasons, a random OVA floating around, light novel fans constantly debating about cut content, year 1 arcs, year 2 arcs. Bro, trying to figure out how to start Classroom of the Elite in 2026 feels like taking a brutal psychological exam in itself. You've probably been putting this series off because you looked at all that overwhelming metadata, got completely lost in the Reddit forums, and just didn't know where to begin. Okay, let's dive into this. I'm going to give you a crystal clear, no wasted time solution right now so you can actually start enjoying this absolute masterpiece without any of the headaches.
Because if you look up watch guides online, they place that one specific OVA literally all over the place. Add to that the fact that light novel fans are constantly yelling at anime-only watchers about what got skipped or changed, and the confusion just spirals. This is exactly where most people give up. They see the timeline debates, get totally overwhelmed by the watch orders, and just walk away. But wait, it truly doesn't have to be this hard. You are missing out on one of the greatest psychological thrillers of the modern era if you let the confusion stop you.
Section 1. The only roadmap you need.
We need to get this sorted quickly, because this is a highly active series. Season 4 is currently airing right now, adapting the massive Year 2 storyline, so catching up today is crucial. The internet makes it seem like a maze, but I'm giving you the absolute only roadmap you need. Before we hit the timeline, let's make sure this is actually for you. The core premise of this show revolves around a brutal cutthroat merit system, where Class D is treated as the absolute bottom of the barrel, and students are fighting desperately just for everyday necessities. At the center of it all is Kiyotaka Ayanokoji, an absolute mastermind of a character. Trust me on this, if you're a fan of psychological anime, if you love Death Note or Code Geass, and if you live for strategy and manipulation, this is going to be your new obsession. Okay, but if you're looking for fast-paced, action-focused battle shonen with wild power scaling and tournament arcs, it's not ideal for you. This is a slow-burn game of mental chess.
Let's walk through the official watch order. You are going to start with Season 1, which dropped back in 2017 with 12 episodes. This introduces every important character and the school's incredibly intense point system. Right after that, you have a side story OVA, which is just one single episode. Then you jump right into Season 2 from 2022, which is 13 episodes. Follow that directly with Season 3 from 2024, another 13 episodes. And that brings you right up to Season 4, which is airing right now and kicks off the massive Year 2 arc. And listen, once you get through Season 1, the show becomes something completely different. The scale of manipulation just explodes into something you won't see coming.
The emotional payoff of this roadmap is genuinely incredible. Season 1 is heavily focused on mystery and setup, pulling you right into the daily struggles of the students. Then Season 2 hits, and the mind games become incredibly serious as major rival classes step up, alliances shatter, and the deep, dark mysteries of the White Room are finally introduced. Season 3 is the absolute peak Year 1 payoff, filled with major exams, shocking betrayals, and devastating expulsions as Ayanokoji's rise as a mastermind becomes undeniable to anyone paying close attention. For the returning fans in the audience, drop a comment below what moment wrecked you emotionally the first time, because this series absolutely does not hold back.
Section 2. The Great OVA Debate. Skip or watch?
Now, we need to address the filler verdict system, specifically for the single most confusing piece of this entire franchise that trips absolutely everyone up, the infamous pool episode OVA. It's just one single episode, but it causes so much chaos in the watch order guides. Half the fandom says skip this. Here's why I disagree. The majority opinion says skip it because it's essentially a fun fan service pool episode with almost zero actual story progression. But the counterargument is that it's the only animated side story between Season 1 and Season 2. I am firmly in the watch it camp. Low-key, you are getting 24 minutes of fun character interactions before the narrative plunges into absolute cutthroat darkness. It's a much-needed breath of fresh air. Let me know in the comments, are you aggressively team skip or team watch for the OVA?
Section 3. Anime versus light novel. I've watched this entire series end to end. Here's my honest take on this whole debate.
Moving past the OVA, we have to talk about the biggest source of friction in the entire fandom. Most people don't realize this, but what the fandom calls the Horikita incident is a massive deal. Season 1 of the anime actually changed several scenes from the original light novel. They specifically gave Horikita crucial moments and interactions that originally belongs to completely different characters in the books. No way around it, this alters how the story and character dynamics are perceived early on, which is exactly why light novel readers are so incredibly vocal about it.
And this brilliant difference directly leads us to the mastermind's mind itself. In the anime version, actions speak louder than words. Ayanokoji is portrayed as very stoic, very quiet, and we judge him entirely by his ruthless moves behind the scenes. But the light novel version is a deep, psychological exploration of his internal monologues.
Here's the thing, most people don't realize this, but many fans consider Ayanokoji's internal monologue the single biggest difference between the two versions. If you want the full unfiltered experience of his brilliant, twisted mind, you really should read the light novel from the beginning, because those complex, calculating thoughts are heavily reduced in the anime adaptation.
Section 4. The Zeroanime Verdict.
So, we have the official roadmap, we've settled the OVA debate, and we understand the key differences with the light novel. That brings us to our final, overarching analysis of the franchise as it stands today. Here's the honest truth about Classroom of the Elite. This is actually one of the easiest modern psychological watch orders in existence. There are 0 movies to track down, no alternate timelines, no weird reboots, and no complicated continuity issues holding you back. I know 4 seasons sounds like a lot. Here's how to think about it. It is just a straight chronological line. Season 1, the optional OVA, Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4. The only real decision you have to make is whether you want to spend 24 minutes watching a pool episode. That's literally it.
And you want to jump in right now because Season 4 is adapting the beginning of Year 2. This means entirely new first-year students, brand new White Room threats, and a much larger scale of psychological warfare. You are about to experience a series where every single character has a hidden agenda, and the protagonist is the most dangerously brilliant of them all. Drop a comment when you finish Season 1. I want to know your reaction. Subscribe to Zeroanime for episode breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one.
As you load up Episode 1, keep this question in the back of your mind. Watch the shadows, watch the quiet ones, and trust absolutely no one.